About 1:30 in the morning, our son Hudson woke up about 2 hours before he was typically going to wake up.
Got up, fed him, put him back down, and went back to bed, and I was just drifting off to sleep when I heard him snoring, which the snoring was exaggerated, so I thought he was joking around about not having to get up with the baby.
I came back in the room. I was still making the fake snoring that she thought I was making, and she knew something was wrong.
So, I'm nudging him, and he's not responding, and I'm nudging him harder, and realized that he was not responding in any way. When the EMTs arrived, it was just organized chaos, I guess would be the best way to put it, because there was so many people in my house, and all of their radios were going off, and there was numerous emergency vehicles out front, so there's lights, all throughout the house. I stayed downstairs out of the way. I didn't think emotionally I could handle seeing what they were doing up there too, and they worked on him for I think like 45 minutes before they were able to get his heart started again, and even that was, they stopped in the middle of it and took him to the hospital, so they still didn't have a heartbeat when they took him outside, and they didn't get his heartbeat back until about 5 minutes out from the hospital.
They put me in a coma for about a week, put me on ice. My brain was without oxygen for 45 minutes, so they had to put me on ice, and I stayed there for about 12 days.
Everything that the doctors were telling me was bad news. The doctors told me that there was zero chance that there would not be some impact on his brain.
As it turns out, I had what they called sudden death syndrome. They still do not really know what happened. My heart just quit working one night.
He would wake up and be completely disoriented, and he's still intubated and everything, so he couldn't talk or anything like that. And it was heartbreaking because tears would be streaming from his eyes because he didn't understand what had happened, or I would tell him, but then he would fall back asleep, or they would adjust his meds and he wouldn't remember, and so the next time he woke up it would kind of all happen again. That was on Thursday, and so Friday was really when he started cognitively. He was able to respond. He knew who I was. He was able to answer questions. The nurses and doctors were asking him how many kids he had and things like that, and so that was almost a week afterwards. And then after that, he rapidly improved, and we got moved out of the ICU and everything. I think that's actually probably when I realized that he was going to be okay, when he started joking around and making comments and things like that. So and I was like, oh, there's my guy.
It's definitely been a big adjustment. I was obviously very active before. There's been a lot of changes. I can't drive a car, so I'm very dependent on Shara right now, and just trying to figure out how to get my heart strong again. And I feel normal, which is the hard part, but I know it's not. I've always knew that prayer was strong, but this has shown me that it is much stronger than I ever thought it would be. The amount of support and prayers that have come to us has just been overwhelming. People that have come up to me or written notes and cards that have said, "Look, man, this faith thing that you got going on with your church, it's made me and my family pray for you, and we've been praying for you now, since you've been in this hospital." Rarely do I go out that I don't see somebody I know, but someone will stop me and say, "Hey, are you David? Can I talk to you for a minute?" Or the cards. I've gotten cards from China. Shara has a cousin in China, and cards from there, and people in their church that I've never met, just letting us know they're praying for us and stuff. So
through all of this, God was everywhere. That night, in the midst of all of the chaos and everything going on, I was perfectly aware of how at peace I was. I wasn't panicked or anything like that. Obviously I was worried and wasn't sure what was happening and, scared for my husband, but I was very calm, I think. But I remember feeling comforted throughout the whole thing.
I shouldn't have come out, from what a lot of people say. I shouldn't be talking, from what a lot of people say. From a faith perspective, it's obviously strengthened my bond with Christ. I know that my perspective is different now than it was. With what I've seen And it's really solidified how strong or how important it is to keep that in my kids' life too. That they have the faith that Shara has, that you guys have, that our community has, that they're brought up in that same way.
We've talked about moving out to the country, and we have all these pipe dreams of living out with not as close neighbors and things like that. And now I can't even imagine that. I can't. And the fact that we had people from all areas of our life, between neighbors and F3 and church friends and work friends, and I don't know, they all just worked so well together, and all areas of our life was covered because we had different friends and different circles, and everybody just kind of gathered our family up and took care of us.
I think that every day means something different going forward. I know that waking up, specifically, there's a prayer of thanks and thankfulness for being here. Obviously, Easter's no different, being able to wake up and celebrate Christ and the resurrection is a gift any day of the week, regardless of pending circumstances or other things that might have happened in the past. But I think this year is a little more special, as is every day, I think. My name's David Ray. This is my wife, Shara. We have 4 kids, and we've been coming to Ashley Ridge since the beginning.